What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So something got delivered here on a Sunday of all things. We have the new Le Beau Flower Edition that I picked up from Jean-Paul Gaultier's website. I don't know if it's only coming in a 4.2 ounce, but that was all that was available. Totally fine with me. All my other Le Beaus are 4.2. So I have high hopes. I know this one's based around jasmine, so it's white floral, probably going to be a bit more feminine, but I like stuff like that. So Le Beau DNA plus white floral equals something I'll probably like. This is a first impressions. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. It's in between, it's in between. We're going to find out. Stay tuned. Voila. Here we have it. Very much looks like regular Le Beau with this flower very obviously hot glued on. Let me get it to focus. You can see the hot glue bubbled up behind it. I mean, it's fine as long as you don't hit it against too much. So that could potentially crack off at some point. But here we have it, Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Beau Flower Edition. Etched in the bottom. Let's give it a spritz, shall we? Nothing on this hand. One big spray. Should be plenty. It's familiar. It's a little soapy, too. It's a soapy floral. At least that initial blast that I got out in the air. Up close might be a little bit of a different story. I don't know. For those of you wondering about the canister, has a flower going around it. It's kind of an earthy floral. Didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. Yeah, it's like fleshy. This is not the super fresh powder girly jasmine. It smells like it's got some ginger from Paradise Garden still in there. I don't remember the notes. I remember jasmine. Obviously, it's going to have coconut and, base DNA of Le Beau. It smells like the ginger was retained from the last flanker from Paradise Garden. Because it's got this light, earthy, slightly warm, spiced, fleshy flower smell with the coconut water effect of like it smells like it's kind of a floral version of Paradise Garden in some ways. It doesn't have the same level of citrus and fruitiness of the previous three. That's dialed back a bit here. Like it's not fruity pineapple like Le Parfum and stuff like that. It's not a hefty dose of bergamot, which I'm sure is still there. It's part of the base DNA. A little powdery. Still manages to be fresh, though. I'm saying it's got this earthy floral smell, but it still manages to be fresh. It's actually pretty damn good. And it doesn't come across as sharp and chemically synthetic as like the Le Parfum and the EDT. Paradise Garden was still pretty synthetic, but not as synthetic as the previous releases. Let's pull up these notes. I'm actually quite digging this. I wonder what others are going to think about this one.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Okay, according to Parfumo, only 3 people have rated it so far. 8.7 out of 10. So they like it. Okay, this note breakdown makes a bit more sense. Okay, I remember there being jasmine. They don't list it here, but I could have swore the initial write-up I saw was jasmine. So this says top notes of kumquat and lemon, which I'll have it on screen for you guys, because there is some fruitiness that's not sweet or juicy. Violet leaf. That's my freshness. That makes sense. Then you got cashmere for a softwood. Patchouli is that earthy smell I'm getting. And then we have the standard tonka bean that's given that powdered sweetness, which is setting in more and more. It's like the patchouli, tonka bean, violet leaf, I would say, are the main things here. But I still get that like fleshy jasmine kind of smell. Just out of curiosity, let me go to Jean-Paul Gaultier's website real quick, just to see what notes they gave, because I didn't look when I ordered it. So let's see, Le Beau. Here we go. Le Beau Flower Edition. Talk to me about it. Given the temptation with this limited Le Beau flower edition, enthralled in super realistic nature, he lets his waking senses guide him and succumb to the call of flowers. It's the perfect symbolic relationship. His sculpted body leaves no sensuality behind. The flower on his shoulder, yada yada yada. Okay, in the presence of his intoxicating woody atmosphere, surrounded by the mystery, begins to stir in violet leaf, bejeweling cashmeran, and mischievous tonka bean. So it doesn't even list anything floral in the write-up that they have here. Let me see if they give a full note breakdown. Fruity floral woody with a above mid-level intensity. This is per Jean-Paul Gaultier's website now. Let's see what all they say here. Whisk away in the freshness of citrus and wood, juicy sparkle of kumquat, in between the sourness of lemon. Desire comes alive, violet leaf, intoxicating, incredibly masculine floral note adds the unexpected twist, urging you to plunge into the heart of this secret garden. There you will find patchouli echoing the woody intensity of cashmeran and the comfort of tonka bean. And so it's same note breakdown. And then they have the actual ingredients list. Coumarin, there's your tonka bean. Well, yeah, they don't list. I could have sworn there was some jasmine, but apparently not. It does have this fleshy, earthy, floral feel. The patchouli, tonka bean, violet leaf. Definitely stars of the show. There's a soft woodiness. Maybe it comes in more later on. This is nice. It's still... I think this one, based on first impressions, is going to fall into the number 3 slot of 4 until I get to know it more, because first impressions is nice. I find it's actually pretty similar. Like, there's a lot of similarity to Paradise Garden. I think Paradise Garden's a little bit better. The Le Parfum's still my favorite. So it's naturally going to fall into the 3 slot, because I do like the added nuance over the original. The original's my least favorite. The original's an icon, and I love it. I'm not throwing any shade on the original before anybody starts typing and being upset. Le Beau line is my favorite Jean-Paul Gaultier stuff, hands down. Like, one of my absolute favorite designer lines is this line. That's why I didn't hesitate to, drop 146 on this from the brand. It's pretty good. As I get to know it more, I think this can increase, but where I stand right now, I'm going to go with a strong 8 out of 10 here. I do think it's a great fragrance. I do prefer 2 of the other 3 over this. Again, Le Parfum's still my favorite. Very tropical. Juicy fruit pineapple with the florals and the greens and the powdered tonka bean, all that good stuff. Coconut. And then I'll list the coconut here, but let me still smell it. It's still there. Yeah. It's actually quite nice. It is not a feminine-leaning fragrance. Not like you would think with it being called Flower Edition and a flower glued onto the chest of the torso bottle. No. Nah. Not a feminine fragrance. Not to me. I don't think so. It's not over-the-top powdery, but still powdery. It's that same coumarin, that same tonka bean that they use throughout the line. Strong 8 out of 10. I think this is a great release for them. It's a limited release. I don't know how limited. Glad I got it. I'd have been upset to not get it if it is truly that limited. But I'll have to spend more time with it. Again, this is the first time I sprayed. It's a first impressions. My first impressions rating is 8 out of 10. With potential to go higher. I don't think it'll go lower, because Paradise Garden, I gave a stronger out-the-gate rating. Le Parfum, I gave like a 9.5 out the gate, and that just builds. I love Le Parfum. So, I don't know how easy it would be to try before you buy. So, blind buy at your own risk. I will say, if you're a fan of this line and you have all 3 of the others, you're naturally going to be a candidate to blind buy this, as I was. So, if you're a fan of the DNA, you're going to get this. If you're on the fence, maybe wait till you can try to get some decants from somewhere, and hopefully stock will be available. I don't know that situation with this, but I like it, not as much as Paradise Garden and Le Parfum. Well, that's my first impressions on the new Le Beau Flower Edition for men. Happy to have it. Didn't hesitate the moment. Shout outs to Rican J, longtime subscriber and channel member, gave me the heads up that it was in stock on Jean-Paul Gaultier's website. I immediately went and bought it. I've been buying a lot of these new releases. I bought Bad Boy Elixir from Carolina Herrera, Phantom Elixir from Raban's website. I have Boss Bottle Bold Citrus, Strong With You Parfum, and Tom Ford Bois Pacifique I just picked up in the last week that are heading this way. So we got some more new release videos that are coming this way here in the next week to 2 weeks on the channel. So be on the lookout for those. But thank you guys for checking out this video. If it interests you, do your thing. You're all big boys and big girls and spend your money however you want. Don't let me sway you one way or the other. I'm just sharing my initial thoughts on it. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe before you leave. I'll catch you on the next one.